In Washington, D.C., where tension filled every street that weekend, Rosalind Harris was running from one job to another, carrying more than trays. She was carrying dreams. At just 25, she was a college student by day, a waitress by night, and a dancer at heart. The rhythm of her life was built on exhaustion and hope. That morning, Busboys and Poets was packed. The city was still buzzing from the inauguration of the 45th president and the massive women's march that followed. The restaurant, known for its poetry, politics, and art, was a sanctuary for open minds. And that's why Rosalind froze the moment three men stepped inside, wearing bright red MAGA hats. They looked out of place, like strangers in a world they didn't belong to. The air shifted. A few heads turned. Rosalind's chest tightened. She wasn't afraid of serving anyone, but those hats carried weight. They represented something that clashed with everything this place stood for. Still, she took a deep breath, fixed her smile, and greeted them like she did every other customer. "Good afternoon, gentlemen. Can I get you started with something to drink?" Jason White, the man leading the group, nodded politely. "Water's fine, and thank you, ma'am." His tone was warm, calm, not at all what Rosalind had expected. She watched as the men took their seats. For a moment, she couldn't stop her thoughts from racing. They came from the inauguration. They must have. But Jason quietly leaned to his friends. "Let's take the hats off," he whispered. "We're not here to make a statement, just to eat lunch." It was a small gesture, but Rosalind noticed. As she moved between tables, balancing plates and cups, she found herself softening a little. They weren't loud, rude, or dismissive. They were just ordinary guys. When Jason asked about the books on display, Rosalind told him how the restaurant got its name from Langston Hughes, the poet who worked as a busboy before finding his voice. Jason smiled. "That's a story worth remembering." For the first time that day, she smiled back, a real one. After taking their order, she left them to their meals. It had been a long weekend, full of noise and anger outside these walls. Inside, though, something felt still, almost peaceful. An hour later, they were gone. They waved goodbye on their way out, and Rosalind thought that was the end of it. Just another table, another day. But when she returned to clear the plates, she froze. On the check, written in neat handwriting, was a short message, and beneath it, something that made her knees weak. Rosalind picked up the receipt, her fingers trembling. The words were simple, but powerful. "We may come from different backgrounds and see things differently, but if more people shared a smile and kindness like yours, our country could come together as one. Not race, not gender, just America. God bless." She blinked, her eyes filling with tears. For a moment, the noise of the restaurant faded into silence. Then she looked down and saw the tip, $450. Her breath caught. Their meal had barely cost $70. She stared at the number, then at the note again. It can't be real, but it was. In that instant, something inside her shifted. She realized how easily people, herself included, could build walls without ever meaning to. Those men in red hats hadn't just left a tip, they'd left a message. When her coworker snapped a photo of the note and posted it online, Rosalind didn't think much of it. But within hours, the story spread like wildfire. Thousands shared it, then millions. Two strangers, from two opposite sides of America, had somehow reminded the world of something it had nearly forgotten. Kindness still mattered. A few days later, Jason and Rosalind finally spoke again, face to face over a video call. Both laughed nervously at first, unsure what to say. Then Jason smiled. "Guess we proved people wrong, huh?" Rosalind nodded, smiling back through tears. "Yeah, maybe we did." In a time when everyone seemed divided, two people had managed to find common ground, not through politics but through humanity. And maybe, just maybe, that was the real message.